moderate speed on traffic according to that little marker. It's usually how I judge the speed of traffic. It's how fast you pass those little marker things in the road. Okay, so we're right outside of the Texas Motor Speedway, not too far from Buc-ee's. I'm gonna go ahead and turn everything on, and I'll throw up the edit tonight. I'm gonna try not to do really hardly any vlogs of the food delivery today, because I just, my internet speed's changed, so my show's gonna have to be tighter and more concise. So I'm constantly developing this thing. So anyway, y'all have a good night. Just to kind of check back in, I may do some Halloween decorations. If there's really cool ones outside the house, I might do some of that when I'm doing drop-offs, if I see some in front of houses and things like that. So I know Halloween is coming up, and one of my goals was I wanted to go out to Silo with Screams and see Breck Roll as playing the creepy dentist. But I'll have to talk to Linda about it and see if we can fit it into our budget and the time and everything. We'd have to go out to Waco, but we'll definitely be able to see it on his vlog. I'm always promoting Escaping the Mouse. All right, y'all have a good day. Here's the Alliance Boulevard Westport Parkway exit I usually take right here, so I don't have to loop back around. And I'll probably vlog Buc-ee's somewhere around there eventually. Anyway, I didn't get to see all of Adam the Woo's vlog today. It looked really cool. I saw the alligator standing on its chin doing like the yoga pose. He called it a calisthenic. I call it yoga. I don't know what the alligator calls it though. Even though the alligator is made out of wood and is an unanimated object. All right, y'all have a good one. My water jug fell down. My water jug fell down. There's the proper. My water jug fell down. There we go. Kind of wedged it in there. Not too far from the umbrella. There's the water jug. Well, there's Buc-ee's on the horizon, and way up in the sky above the Texas Motor Speedway looks like maybe a helicopter, maybe a news helicopter, maybe military, maybe doing a practice run. You can kind of see it in the air a little bit. But there's Buc-ee's anyway. There goes the chopper around this way. So it's probably just circling around the Texas Motor Speedway. And there's Buc-ee's. And so we're at the North Lake area. And we'll start our day, our delivery day here. Looks like they're having some kind of cop convention or something. Something's going on with a bunch of motorcycle cops. They're just kind of hanging out right there. Probably Texas Motor Speedway event. I'm probably going to be around one of those events eventually. It's actually not a cop convention. It looks like there's probably something going on at Texas Motor Speedway. If you know, leave a comment. There's a lot of traffic headed that way. It's only about 4:30 right now on October 16th. So there's probably something going on. Today is a Saturday. We're still awaiting assignment.
Today, Walgreens says it is increasing its focus on healthcare and...
It's weird, so it's just about to go by Walgreens. It's like read my mind or something.
Walgreens announced that it has agreed to become the majority...
Well, picking up Panda Express for South Lake drop. I better try to end it here for the night. I only can do so much editing. So I'm doing my very best to minimize the vlogs on time. Y'all have a good night. And there's Carroll High School Dragons. I did apply to be a school teacher there. So I'll have to see what happens. was cool. They had these zombies coming out of the ground here, not too far from Mesa Trail. This is pretty interesting. Technically, that was Mineral Springs and Mesa Trail, where those zombies are coming out of the ground. It's in Keller, Texas. And there's a crow, right there. They switched me to the Andy's Custard a few miles back, or a few miles away. Another area outside of Keller.
Pumpkin pie.
Those appears to be blackbirds on the wire. So we're off Bear Creek Parkway in Keller, and they're having a haunted camp out. It's $5 per person. I once ran across that bridge in a long distance run, intermediate school. That day I ended up breaking my collarbone in a bicycle race pretty badly. I made it through it okay though. It's a long story. That's Bear Creek Intermediate 2. We ran across that bridge as well, all the way through here to the intermediate school. It's basically like a middle school when I was younger. And that's Bear Creek right there. Bear Creek Intermediate. We're gonna have the long distance run. Stop there. I think we did like a relay race earlier. And then I jumped on a bicycle for a bicycle race and broke my collarbone right here. It changed my life. So these guys are on Bear Hollow and Pleasant Run. And what I thought was impressive is this window. It had dancing witches, but this probably goes on and changes for quite a bit of time. It's like a projection screen display. And they have these haunted mansion things like Stella Live, 1902. Another drink, Seymour Bones, and Jason Voorhees' beloved son, and the Freddy Krueger. Let's see if the dancing witches are on this one. Saw it from a distance. Looks like we're only gonna get pumpkins right now because I'm in the middle of a run. This one says Buried Alive. Buried Alive is a good one. I'll wait for the witches. I like this tree too right here. The Ghostbusters ghost. And it turns into skeletons. This is actually quite impressive. They went above and beyond all their neighbors. I was dropping off some ice cream and it got my attention. Yeah, so they're 214 Bear Hollow. This thing constantly changes. The Dancing Witches is worth seeing, right? Anyway, I gotta take off though. Looks really, really cool. Probably replays all this other stuff. There's some kind of potion going on with a witch. That was an acorn, so it's not haunted. It's just an acorn from the tree. There's one of the witches right there. Then they've got another one next door right here. The whole thing is set up with projections. They're definitely gonna get some rewards from the community housing, whatever they call it. Not community housing, whatever they call that. housing, you know, the house thing. But, you know, the community's gonna like it. Anyway, there's one of the witches. I gotta take off to pick up some Whataburger. Really cool, really cool. Always reminds me of Shrek. The little ears. So that was the house the beekeeper lived in. His wife left him, and the rumor was he killed himself. And my family used to live in a house right there, but it's been leveled out. It's my grandparents' house. My dad built this in the 80s. He even was the architect behind it. There's 2 dogs out front. It's off of Randall Mill, Maranatha. That was my friend Ryan's house. That was once the Hunt's property where my sister and I used to play. This way goes to Westlake. We're on Dove. It's Dove Road. Well, we got pulled out to Grapevine, Wise Guys Pizza. We're headed that way, so this is South Lake, and we'll be going to Grapevine. So this pizza goes to Christina. She says, do not knock, P-I-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z, text instead. So I'm text P-I-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z. That's what she said. Sorry, I got that wrong. It says, do not knock, P-L-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z, text instead. So you can figure that one out. It's kind of a mind-boggling one. I thought the L was an I. So it's P-L-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z, text instead. So I'm to text, not knock, is what they say sometimes. She just said P-L-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z-Z. There won't be a better musician. Maybe John Lennon tried, but Elliott Smith is our best for this century and probably the next, my opinion. Like a barrier right here. I couldn't reach the thing anyway. I was holding that. And I just did a drop at this house, and now they got another drop from another driver. There's a Whataburger and a Sonic drink. The good thing about this type of stuff, you can switch between 2 different restaurants. Get yourself a Sonic drink and a Whataburger, because he's dropping for Whataburger. One of the apps probably. And anyway, we're off. So this country is fighting 2 wars. One is the pandemic, which is the virus. And the other war has to do with hatred. And the government's all wrapped up in it. That's basically, in layman terms, we're fighting a virus and we're fighting hatred. Those are the 2 things when it boils down to it. So it was actually waxing. No one left a comment. It was waxing. The moon is waxing on, going towards the full moon as Halloween approaches. Other side of the baby powder. So that's West Airport. I lived in this town of Euless. I had a bicycle. It was a mountain bike. I think it was a Trek. It was a Trek mountain bike. And it also would walk in the ice and snow to pick up, well, when it would snow in Texas, which is rarely, and pick up my groceries there. And I had a cash car automobile cash car that I bought right over there on the other side of McDonald's. It's from a transmission shop. And when the transmission fell out of it, it actually fell out at the shop when I was pulling up. It was acting weird. And I pulled up to the shop and the transmission fell out of the car at the shop that I bought it at. And I left it there and they pretty much towed it from that transmission shop. Bought it for $1,000. It was a little Chevrolet red car. Kind of like a Cavalier type. I lived here for a while. And then I finally escaped here and went to Fort Worth a long time ago. This is like right after 9/11. It's like 2003, 2004. It's a long, long story. It's in a book called The Entitled, which is stuck in a computer. But I wrote all my fiction here, about 4 novels that'll probably be scraped up. One of them being The Untitled, and the other The Thief's Story. And The World of Documents, which was a novella, and a few screenplays and plays. And I wrote a lot of music too. That was about the same time that Elliott Smith was found in Echo Park, dead, by Jennifer Chiba. Around that time, I was living here and playing lots of guitar too, and writing music, and a book, and poetry, a lot of other stuff. Leaving Euless, pick up some other to drop off. Actually, no, I'm picking up a Popeyes to do another door drop of Popeye's chicken. A lot of my Euless work, when I was a writer in Euless, it is self-published on Fiction Press and Fan Fiction. A lot of it is. And that was probably about, I don't know, almost 6 years later before I worked on the big novel Escape from Maine, when I lived in Dover, Foxcroft, Maine. So these books are published. It's self-published on Fiction Press and Fan Fiction. My pen name is Ash Cole, if you want to read some really weird, trippy literature. I'm going to pick up some Popeyes, and we could talk about the books later, much later. The Untitled is the one that I gave to an ex-girlfriend in a pizza box when I lived in Fort Worth. She came by and I gave it to her in a pizza box. About, I don't know, 700, 800 pages, whatever the printer could handle at that time. Anyway, I'm still working on stuff. Yeah, we're picking up some Popeyes for somebody.